So we're recording again. Daniela, thank you so much for this idea that you had. And I will start because I'm super excited. Thank you for, Daniela and I, we've been working together on a business coaching program. And today we met and she said, we must record this for whoever wants to listen to it and choose the things that we are choosing and changing our lives. And I said, oh, it's a brilliant idea. Thank you so much. So here we are, Daniela and Alina, and we were talking about access consciousness tools. I can tell you a very long story about access consciousness tools, but I would like to let Daniela tell you guys what these tools and instruments and body processes meant to her, private life and business life. So Dani, start wherever you want. There is no right or wrong, as we know.
Okay, Alina, so thank you so much. And thank you so much for all these, I think 2 years. We started like 2 years ago, maybe more. So, yes, we found each other after many years. And Alina introduced to me a fantastic tool called Access Consciousness. So at the beginning, I was like, okay, it sounded a bit weird, let's say. And as we said in a previous discussion, at the beginning, to be honest, I did that for you, Alina, because I know you are, to me, you are a special person, and I know how valuable are your, ideas, advice, and etc., etc. And it was just because I trusted you, and I was like, okay, let's see what can happen, because in the worst case scenario, nothing happens. So it can't be something bad, or it's so Alina came over from Bucharest to Geneva to see me after many years, and to train me with the first bars. How do you call it? Like the first class? Okay, because there are 3 in order to get the BARS certification.
Yeah.
Okay, to become a facilitator, you need to take 3 classes with 3 different facilitators. So Alina did the first one with me, and you also organized classes in Geneva. And we had, because I attended also, we met with some people. And yeah, it was fantastic, because what happens is, at the beginning, as I said, I was not very convinced, because it sounds a bit weird, but actually is not, because when we talk and we go through this process, and the time passes, and we do the exercises, let's call them, and we see results, we are like, oh my God, so actually it really works. Yeah. Despite what we think.
Yeah, exactly, despite what we think. And thank you so much. You said this magical combination of words, despite what we think, because access is actually bypassing your mind, your logical mind, and it's taking you in a different place, where you get to look at all aspects of your life from a different angle. And if you just allow yourself to try them, to practice them, these instruments, these tools, these body processes, then you perceive and see the changes in your life very soon.
You do, actually.
Yeah, thank you. And just like you, I started with Access Consciousness not really knowing from here what was going to happen, what were going to be the results. But somewhere here, I knew. And again, this is what we learn through all the methods in Access Consciousness. We learn that we actually know what is for us. We know what to choose. We know what to stay away from. We know where to go. So basically, we know. But nobody until now, or told us that. Nobody told us. We were, oh, somebody else come and do for me and give me. How many people in our lives empower us to know that we know? And this was absolutely magical from my point of view when I met with this method. It's actually Access Consciousness is a body of work. It comprises questions, tools, instruments, body processes, classes, seminars, online, live class. It's like everywhere. You can, whatever tickles your fancy, you can choose and you can move on. So and bars. I mean, what a sweet, beautiful body process that is, isn't it? It tickles.
It is. And I remember when you told me about the bird, that there was a bird, right? You did bars on it.
I used other instruments, other Access Consciousness tools on that little bird in my palms. Yes. Yeah.
Because I mean, it works, and I guess pets and animals, and they are not like us. They don't filter everything through their minds, as far as we know, because we don't really, but they are pure. They're like kids. You do these processes on them or on kids, and it really works.
Because they receive
without filtering, without thinking, oh, will this work for me, or what's that about?
Exactly.
And once we, as adults, just stop filtering and are like, okay, just go with the flow. And, as I said earlier, the worst thing which can happen is nothing. So it's not damaging, or the best thing is it works, and it does.
Yeah.
Because as you said, I noticed huge changes in lots of domains, if you want, of my life, and I did an experiment. I mean, like a couple of days, I didn't use any tool, not a couple, just one day, because I realized it was like, oh. So one day I stopped using the tools, and I was like, oh, nothing happens as I want. So, I started again, and basically I'm doing that the whole day. It became like, a habit. And I, the 5 classes, the 5 calls in July, I think, I actually saved them on a memory stick, and I listened to it in my car.
The clearing noise, yeah.
Yes, the clearing noise, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, every day I'm like, oh, thank you so much, Alina, for these great tools, because you introduced me to this. And we actually, when we talk, I realize that you are still, feeding me with these tools all the time. So even like, a chat, you are still doing that, it's like, and every time I'm like, be down, and because it happens, I'm like, oh, I need to talk to Alina, and not, to tell you, this is not working, this is like that, and not just the presence and you are doing actually Access all the time. I don't know if you if you realize, but you do.
I do.
And as soon oh, you do, perfect. So as soon as we talk, I'm like cheered up, and I'm like, woo! It's the life is beautiful again, and I can do things, and I can,
Yes.
So
yes, and this is it. This is it. The moment you're using the tools, the moment you're asking the questions, the moment you're doing a body process, or whatever you choose to use, then the life changes, in the sense we will always have the same events come to us. The difference is the way we respond to them, right? We can be cranky and upset and cross with everybody and angry all day, or we can say, okay, this is very interesting. What else is possible beyond this?
And how does it get any better than this?
Exactly.
Sorry.
So these are just two examples of questions that we use in Access Consciousness to get us out of the crankiness and out of that box that we sometimes put ourselves in. And I mean, as I said at the beginning, I can speak for hours or days about this and about all the benefits, but all I would like to emphasize now, because we will have to get back to our session now, I would like to say, guys, change is possible. Change is possible. You can find ease in life if you're looking for it, and just know that you know what to choose. And if this, feels like for you, if it feels like, that's interesting, I would like to look it up, go on the website, look it up, see what brings a beautiful melody in your universe, and go from there. It doesn't have to be Access, but please note that you know what to choose for you.
And the thing is, things happen anyway. As you said, it's our response to our reaction to these things, which changes, a lot.
Yeah. Yes, and Access Consciousness is giving us, whoever wants to choose that, the tools to steer their lives in a much more fun way. They're very practical and pragmatic tools. They can be learned. It doesn't matter how old you are. Please take this age out of the equation. Age has nothing to do with it. Education has nothing to do with it. We don't have to have PhDs on top of PhDs. All we have to do is be willing to see something else and choose differently. And
take responsibility.
Oh yeah, and on that we can talk for another 3.5 hours.
Absolutely.
So I would like to thank you again, Dani, and you guys, whoever is going to watch this in the future. And yeah, please know that you know, and choose something that works for you.
Thank you so much, Ali. And I'm waiting for you here in Geneva for other classes.
I'm coming to Geneva. All right.
Great. Bye-bye.
Bye.